go. Boom.
Can I have another big kiss?
Blue.
It's blue, you're right.
The blue.
What color is that?
Blue.
No,
I got
not
lipstick
everything's
on you,
blue.
Sorry.
What color Dada's shorts?
Green.
That's
Green,
right.
yeah. What color is the lemon on Mama's cute mug?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, lipsticked you. Okay, well look how cute it is. Has little hand painted lemons, it's all handmade. I definitely have a mug problem. They're like stacking up and Ryan is like, Katie, what is happening? But they bring me joy. So is that really a problem? I don't think so. You guys know I've shared so many habits over the years that have helped me lose weight and tone my body and just feel good. And to be honest, these 5 are weird. Like, I was like questioning myself if I should share them because I just feel like they're so odd. They have nothing to do with what you eat or your workouts at all. But for me, I'm always looking for those little things that over time make a big impact, and that's what these are. And as I was doing a little bit of research on number 5, I was honestly kind of shocked because it said 60% of women are deficient in this thing. And if you added it into your day, it would make such a big difference. And it's literally the easiest thing to do. And if you've been following along, you know, like this year I've been on a mission to just like reset my routines and really push myself harder than I ever have. I've just been so focused on my health. And these 5 things have really like been stuff that have slowly added into my routine that I feel like have helped flatten out my belly and just make me feel good. And this is my goal. Like before the holidays come, before fall is here, I want to feel really good so I can just enjoy myself and not have any guilt and not feel like come January I'm gonna have to like get crazy again. One thing I feel like is super important to understand, like when I talk about flattening your belly, there's kind of 2 things at play. One is just helping reduce body fat that is accumulated in the belly, and number 2 is de-bloating, because those things combined are really gonna help that whole overall appearance of your belly looking like flatter. So let's spend a little time together. I'm gonna show you these 5 weird but super effective habits to help flatten out your belly and just make you feel good. Make sure you sweat the thumbs up. That just means give it a little click. And if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. I do giveaways for my subscribers every single week. All you have to do is be subscribed and drop a comment down below. Each week, I take the comments from the video, put them in a random generator, and pick a winner that I announce over in the community channel. This has been such a fun way for me to reward you girls and celebrate you just for putting your health and fitness first, for being a part of this community, and for supporting me and my channel. So thank you for subscribing, thank you for being here, and don't forget to drop a comment. And really fast, before we get into it, I know we are always talking about things we want to improve and get better at, eating healthier, moving our bodies more, losing belly fat, whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve yourself and push yourself. But I also don't want you to forget how amazing you are and all the progress you've already made. And sometimes you have to write it down, sometimes you have to say it out loud and just put it out there. So tell me one thing you are proud of yourself for this year. Maybe it is just going for a walk yesterday, or maybe it's losing 10 pounds. Whatever it is, drop it in the comments down below, and I want everyone to get in those comments and cheer each other on. Okay, I don't know why I chose to start with this one, because that means I have to go do it to like show you what I'm talking about. I have to like hype myself up for it. It is not something that is like super fun, but once I do it, I freaking love it. And I get this like energy and I feel so good. And it's something I encourage every single one of you to try doing at your house. The first like weird one I'm gonna share is taking a cold shower or doing cold plunging. And I know I've talked about like cold showers in general, and like I started doing them a couple years ago just for a minute or 2 in the morning, but I haven't really talked about it in relation to actually like burning fat or belly fat or like that side of things. And the research is kind of inconclusive. It's still new, it's still coming out as far as like the impact it actually might have on it. But there is some good evidence to support the fact that like it can help boost metabolism and burn fat. So if there's like a possibility that that's a benefit, I'm in. And when I was digging into this side of it a little bit more too, there was even some more evidence that was a little bit stronger that talked about its ability to help regulate blood sugar, which obviously, if you know much about that, it's going to also then in turn help with your body fat and everything else. So I'm down. I've been doing it for a long time, mostly just for like the mental clarity benefits. Like I feel like it really helped me be more energized, have more clarity going into my day, feel just like, I don't want to say a high, but it is like this like after effect that comes from the cold shower. So I started the cold plunging, which is a lot colder and a lot harder than just like turning on the cold water in the shower. but I do feel like it's had an even bigger impact on my body. And as a girl who deals with hypothyroidism in general, like inflammation a lot, it can really help with that too. So you don't have to go out and buy a cold plunge, obviously, unless it's something you're like really into, but just doing a minute or two of cold water in the shower really can help make a difference. And I promise you'll just like feel better. All right, so this is from an article that Healthline wrote, but what I like about Healthline is they do such a good job linking to all of the research and citing all of the sources, which is really nice because then I can go dig into the actual like peer-reviewed studies and everything else. It said basically the repetitive exposure to cold water might reduce the amount of unhealthy body fat, maybe by changing it to be more like healthy, more metabolically active tissue. Again, might. It's important to note the might. But if it might, and there's other benefits that definitely are there from it, and it's an easy, healthy thing to do for yourself, why not? This is where the psyche myself out has to start. So warm and cozy.
She makes it look really easy, but I just touched it and it is freezing.
I feel like a song is usually 2 or 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I didn't check the time on that one, but okay, we're good, I think.
Yay!
It's not even like sunny to like
Warm up, like,
normally I'm like sun. Okay, see, it's not that bad. I've gotten questions from other girls that have hypo about doing like the cold plunge and if it's okay because we have circulation issues and stuff. That's part of like why I have it at like 50 now, because when it was down in like the 40s, I feel like I literally was numb. Like my toes were numb for like an hour plus after, and like to me that's not healthy. So it's finding the right balance, but I feel like when it's like 50 degrees, it's shocking. It's cold, but without like putting my body in unsafe, unhealthy place. All right, I'm gonna go change back into my clothes and we'll get into number 2.
You ready? Do you want to go into your room?
Okay, so people think I'm weird. Like my friends are always like, that even if it's like 100 degrees outside, I will always get a hot coffee or a hot tea. Like even at like water, like I do not like ice water. It needs to be room temperature or hot. The only things I like cold really are, I don't know, a smoothie or a bubbly drink, like that's kind of it. And that's actually good for helping reduce belly bloat mostly. So this isn't so much about belly fat, but it kind of can lay into that. It's more about like reducing that bloat to help flatten out your belly. So that's one thing I've noticed. The more I've increased my like warm and room temperature drinks, because it can help with metabolism throughout the day and help you like metabolize your food and stuff, it really has helped me feel like less bloated all day long. And one thing I always do if I feel like I'm just like puffier than normal is ditch carbonated drinks. So this is kind of along the lines of like drink warm drinks first. That's like priority. Ditching carbonated drinks is also something. Like I have a love for carbonated drinks. If you're drinking carbonated drinks with sugar, of course, like ditch those. You are going to get a flatter belly because you're gonna be ditching probably a lot of sugars and excess calories. So that'll help, number 1. But if you can ditch the carbonated in general, that will really, really help reduce that like belly bloat that can come from all of the bubbles like inside your stomach. Okay, and while I am waiting for pep rally to come back for my little afternoon energy, because you know I've been trying to ditch coffee in the afternoons and like avoid it as much as possible, I've been trying to drink more green tea. So this is just like a little like organic green tea. It has ginger in it as well, which are both ingredients that are gonna help with belly bloat and help just flatten out your belly. But there are also a lot of studies on an antioxidant in green tea and its ability to help not only like with stubborn like belly fat specifically, but also just help your metabolism as well. So it's one of those things like it's kind of like up in the air still on like how effective it is, but it's not gonna hurt and it's gonna be better for you than having some sugary drink or a coffee or anything else. So I've been trying to swap for this in the afternoons too. All right, the third one is weird. It's even weirder, you guys. It's just weird. It's pacing. Yep, pacing. I'm not talking about like going and getting a full workout in walking and like trying to hit 10,000 steps. That's not what this is about. I'm straight up pacing, like put my headphones in, take calls and pace the backyard or the front yard or walk around my house or room while I'm listening to a podcast. To me, it's really gonna help, yes, increase your steps without feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to go take this time to work out or like add in extra steps. 10,000 steps is like 5 miles. That is a lot of steps to hit a day. But if I can just pace a little bit throughout the day, I'm gonna be burning burning extra calories, probably as much as 200 extra calories a day. And that's gonna lead up to a decent amount of fat loss, which will also help with that flat belly. Because here's what's crazy. If I just pace throughout the day, say I end up pacing for an hour, I'm not spending a whole hour walking, but 10 minutes throughout the day, here and there, whatever. If I did that, in 3 weeks, I would lose 1 pound of fat, because that'd be about 300 calories per se. Say it's a Monday through Friday, that's 1,500 calories. It only takes 3,500 calories to lose a pound of fat. So get up and pace. Add pacing into your day. Get a headset, Bluetooth, whatever, to take your calls. Walk around. If you don't need to be glued to your computer, move. Even on my phone, I will do it just because it helps me add up those steps. I have no clue how many steps I get in a day, but I know it's more than I would if I didn't pace. Okay, my house is creeping me out right now. It is like oddly quiet in here. Ryan's in the garage working out. Luke is in his room playing with his bestie sleigh. I feel like I'm in my house by myself. So weird. Anyway, so this one is something that like I've definitely talked about, but not in a long time. Like I feel like when I was doing more workout videos here, I shared more about this, and it needs to be talked about because this is something like I distinctly remember sitting in 7th grade science class and doing this and trying to do it for like a minute at a time and then relax, and do it for a minute at a time and then relax. So it's not really anything to do with like working out, but I guess it kind of is, but it's not. Okay, so normally like, we talk about like, oh, add strength training, do all these things. Of course, those are so important, but these are the little weird things that make a difference, and that's vacuuming. Yep. Not like this kind, not the kind Luke loves to do. It's his favorite thing. Vacuuming is really the idea of like contracting your deep core muscles, pulling everything in. And I know I've talked about like core work and deep core and breathing. This isn't even breathing techniques. It's literally just like contracting those muscles to help retrain them where they want to go. So if you're like sitting or even standing and you're kind of just like not conscious of your stomach, so it's just kind of like sticking out, relaxed, like I can go from looking like this to like real tight and toned in a second, all based on my posture. So if you're like sitting around and you're used to your stomach and everything just kind of pushed out to the max and relaxed, especially us girls that have had babies, it kind of wants to go there. It kind of just wants to be like, boop. You've got to train it and lock it in. So vacuuming is like, think about, you may have heard me say this, think about someone came up, like I came up to you and I just like, popped you in the stomach. Your reaction would be like, whoo, every muscle in your core would lock in and tighten up. Your belly button would pull into your spine. Those transverse abs would wrap around and pull in. You would feel tight. I'm doing it right now. I can still talk normal. I can still breathe. It's not sucking in. You're not like, right? Like that's not what we're talking about. It's just pulling those muscles and contracting the muscles. So think about that reaction your body would have if someone punched you, just to help you like get that like mind-body connection, and just lock it in and sit and hold it and try to see how long you can go, just breathing and talking normal, pulling it in. The more often you do this, if you could do this while you're driving, you could do it while you're sitting at your desk. If you can like get in the habit of doing it, your muscles will start to pull in and you will start to be like, I look like I lost a little weight. And maybe it literally is just because things tighten back up and you're not pushing everything out all the time. I know it's weird, but it makes a huge difference. Okay, so the 5th one. This is something I feel like I never think about talking about this for some reason. Like literally it's something I've done for 10 years. I don't even know. But I always like forget to show it, and I just don't think about it because I feel like it's just so normal for me. But that's taking magnesium. So 60% of women are deficient in magnesium. That is crazy. We should be getting it obviously from our foods that we're eating first and foremost. That's so important. But some people just need more. It is hard to get as much as our bodies actually need, especially as women, from just eating it all day long. So I've always supplemented magnesium. I've used like the Calm powder in warm water at night. I feel like that one's so tart though. I did that for a really long time. And then this is not sponsored by the way, but this is just the brand I'm using. It's pure encapsulation, magnesium citrate. There's different types of magnesium, but it's amazing what magnesium can actually do for helping with your body, with your weight, with your belly, everything. Especially for my other hypothyroidism girlies and like Hashis and stuff. If you deal with constipation, magnesium can be great for that, but it really does help regulate digestion and help relieve constipation. So that is one. I have a little bit of magnesium in my Slumber Party Sleep Boost. So that's like, I try to balance out how many of these I take with that to make sure I'm not getting too too much. But honestly, that's been one of the best things to help keep me regulated. But the great thing about it when it comes to like belly fat and like flattening your tummy is obviously if you're constipated, you're gonna be bloated. So if you're more regular, you're gonna have less of that hoof. But when it comes to actual fat, it also helps regulate the release of our stress hormones like cortisol. So if you are dealing with like high cortisol and stuff, making sure you have enough magnesium is so important to help balance out our hormones. Because let's be honest, as women, they're all over the place all the time. We deal with the most insane changes in our hormones from week to week, day to day, like it's nuts. So making sure you have a baseline of everything being like balanced is key. Your workouts, obviously, your nutrition. But if 60% of women are deficient in this, like it's not that hard. It is the easiest thing you can do is just take a little supplement. Get it, of course, from your food as much as you can, but then just take Calm or take this, like something you can do to get more of that to help regulate your stress hormones, the release of cortisol, and just also help with that constipation if that's something you deal with. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little list of foods though also for your magnesium to make sure you're getting. I don't wanna miss any like good ones, so thank you, internet. Spinach, cashew, nuts, grains, tofu, avocado, chia seeds, peanuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, bananas, black beans, dark chocolate. There you go, perfect. Salmon, oatmeal, whole wheat. All of these things are like good sources of magnesium. Leafy greens are always like a great, easy one to remember. Just add those in, pile them up. It'll be good to go. I hope you guys loved these 5 weird, I know they're weird. They're random, they're not the typical things you think about when you're thinking about trying to be healthier or lose belly fat or flatten your belly or anything like that. But they do help. All the things add up. And if you're missing these things, if you aren't getting enough magnesium, if you're not focused on that vacuuming, if you're not drinking those warm drinks, like it's gonna make a difference. So add these little things in. They're so easy to just swap into your day here and there, so minor with a big, big impact. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget, I'll be announcing the winner from our subscriber giveaway over in the community channel every single week. So take a look. Maybe it'll be you this week. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for all of your support here. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure you hit it. I love you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Bye.